Before I went to the hospital, I was stuck in this house for 4 solid months without going anywheres. And we just got into the River Club. All my life, I've just about died to go to the real places and get in with the right crowd. And just when I get a chance and get started, I have to give it all up. I'm going to give her the same things. Everything her heart's been set on. Fine hotels, fancy friends. She's going to have them all. Only I'm going to give them to her, and he's going to pay for them. Oh, Stephen.
In the title role of this famous four-handkerchief picture, Stella Dallas, released in 1937, Barbara Stanwyck received the first of 4 Oscar nominations as Best Actress, but she never won any until the special award she got from the Academy in 1982 for, quote, her superlative creativity and unique contribution to the art of screen acting. Critic Molly Haskell has called the Stella Dallas role, a special favorite of the actress's herself, may be at once the most excruciating and exhilarating performance on film. Also nominated for Best Supporting Actress was Anne Shirley as her daughter.
It's for Miss Brown. She can't come.
Well, what does she say?
Laurel, dear, I'm sorry it is impossible for me to come to your party, but I'm thinking of you this afternoon, and I hope you will not be disappointed. Sincerely, your friend, Margaret Brown.
Well, that's too good.
Of all the actors or actresses I've discussed with all the directors I've talked to about their work, from Howard Hawks to Fritz Lang, the one most favorite to them all seems to have been Barbara Stanwyck. They all said she was such an angel to work with. Frank Capra wrote in his autobiography, of course, that he fell in love with Stanwyck, and that if he hadn't already been in love and married, he would have asked Stanwyck to marry him. They did 5 films together, including her first movie success, Ladies of Leisure, in 1930. But the most memorable was their last picture together, released in 1941 and co-starring Gary Cooper, Meet John Doe.
Now, then comes the drama. He meets discouragement. He finds the world at his feet of clay. His ideals crumble, so what does he do? He decides to commit suicide and protest against the state of civilization.
Capra's look at the possibility of fascism in our country and the simple virtues that could crush it. Stanwyck plays one of her finest good-bad girl roles, the kind of part she made her trademark.
It is, John. Please don't give up. We'll start all over again. Just you and I. It isn't too late. The John Doe movement isn't dead yet.
The idea of a good-bad girl, a woman from the wrong side of the tracks trying to cross over into society, a woman who could be tough and soft, who knew the streets but was deeply feminine, all that was part of Barbara Stanwyck's childhood and youth. Born Ruby Stevens 81 years ago into the family of an out-of-work laborer in Brooklyn in 1907 with 4 other children, orphaned by the time she was 4, Ruby quit school at 13, dancing in New York cabarets at 15. Stanwyck did not have an easy start. But she was a Broadway star at 20. Talkies arrived just in time for that famous husky voice. She was a picture star at 23. And of all the good-bad girls Stanwyck played, none was more poisonous than the woman in Billy Wilder's version of Double Indemnity, released in 1944 with Fred MacMurray and Edward G. Robinson. She received her 3rd Oscar nomination for it.
I think you're rotten.
Her second nomination came for a picture released in 1941, a year in which a total of 4 Stanwyck movies opened, 3 of them among her very best. Meet John Doe, for example, the first of 2 films that same year with Gary Cooper. The second was a screwball comedy directed by Howard Hawks, Ball of Fire.
All right, feel that. Go on, feel that foot. Okay, Tootsie Bell, what do you say?
It's cold.
Co-written by Billy Wilder, a story about 7 professors working on an encyclopedia and a gangster's mall burlesque queen named Sugar Puss.
How do you do, Miss O'Shea?
Hello.
I hate to intrude like this, but
At
mine
the
is a
corners,
very...
what is it?
Well, this inquiry is one of considerable importance.
Stop eating up with the gums.
Hawks told Wilder it was their version of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. That's the picture she was nominated for, but the best picture she made that year, or perhaps any year, was another screwball comedy, one written and directed by the inimitable Mr. Preston Sturges, among the true classics of the American screen, The Lady Eve, co-starring Henry Fonda, in which Stanwyck plays a card shark who reforms because of love for Fonda, but then has to teach him a lesson when he doesn't believe her. For this film, Sturges wrote a line that seems to sum up all the parts Stanwyck played and could stand perhaps as a motto for all those good-bad girls through the years.
The best ones aren't as good as you probably think they are, and the bad ones aren't as bad. Not nearly as bad.
No, not. That is not my fault this time. There you are, all clear.
We'll be